Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Wober's. Wober's has been making fine mustards and other condiments since 1905. They've absolutely stacked today's sauce list with 19 different varieties of mustard, mayo, horseradish, and other condiments. So we're gonna roll up a sandwich and hopefully get something that goes well with it. So let's get rolling and find out whether or not today's sandwich cuts the mustard. Starting off, as always, with our roll for bread. 3, cinnamon raisin. I've been surprised time and time again by the variety of sandwiches that cinnamon raisin bread works with. We are going to go ahead and use our toasting cantrip to get a little color on here, and then we'll be ready to keep making our sandwich. Next up, let's roll for main. 1, chicken liver pate. This pate is flavored with the addition of aged brandy and sage. I've never had this pate specifically, but I don't mind liver in general. I enjoy the smooth and creamy texture and can generally get past the organy flavor that some people dislike. As far as how it will pair with cinnamon raisin bread, I'm actually pretty hopeful. I've had a pork liver sausage on the show before with this exact bread, and it's actually been pretty good. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 5, Taleggio. Taleggio is a soft, washed-rind cheese from Italy. It has a soft and creamy texture similar to camembert or brie and has a pretty strong aroma. The taste is not quite as pungent, though. It's more tangy. Interesting that we rolled both a spreadable main and spreadable cheese. If we were stopping here for our sandwich today, I think this would be pretty good. Very soft and smooth texture so far. It's a good thing that we toasted the bread. Next up, let's roll for roughage. 2, guava and 6, tomato. The guava is a tropical fruit, and I think mine is a little underripe. That's okay, they're still perfectly fine to be eaten this way. It just means that it's going to be a little firmer and a little more tart than it is going to be sweet. At this stage, it has a texture close to a pear. This is an interesting addition to this sandwich. The guava and the raisins in the bread pairing with the cheese is gonna give a little bit of a charcuterie feel. The tomato I have is this nice heirloom tomato. The acid and slight sweetness in the tomato should actually be pretty similar to the unripe guava that we have, at least in the same ballpark. So we definitely have an interesting fusion of flavors. Hopefully it all comes together in the end. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 3, dried dragon fruit. Another fruit added to our sandwich. It'll be interesting to see how dragon fruit is dehydrated. It's a pretty mild tasting fruit when fresh, but this should concentrate the flavor a little bit. And it seems to kind of have the texture of fruit leather. Probably not the worst thing we could have rolled. It's on theme at least. And last but not least, we have our Wober's D20 sauce roll. 8, Southwest horseradish sauce. This creamy horseradish sauce has the addition of chili peppers and other Southwest spices. Adding the heat from both the horseradish and the chilies is an interesting way to go with this sandwich. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's go ahead and get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. Doesn't look too bad. Well, I know I used the word interesting a lot today, but that is how I feel about these ingredients. Hard to pin down exactly what it's going to be like until I taste it, so let's do it. Yeah, overall, it's not too bad. It's kind of a lot. The Taleggio and the pate are both pretty assertive. And then we've got sort of a veritable tropical fruit salad on top. I feel like it's trying really hard to be something fancy and maybe just going a tad too far. Nothing gross this time, just maybe not 100% cohesive. I'm at a 7.9 today, and I'm gonna call it the Wheel and Woe. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again on Friday.